We have huge breaking news right now. Both Walmart and Lowe's are sounding the alarms that they may have to raise prices on goods for consumers because of Donald Trump's tariffs plan. Today, both Walmart CFO and the CFO of Lowe's said that prices likely will go up if tariffs are imposed according to Donald Trump's economic plan. Specifically, Trump campaigned on a plan to institute up to 20% tariffs on all incoming goods and up to 100% tariffs on goods coming in from China. And just for example, Lowe's, actually 40% of the goods they sell to Americans comes from China. If tariffs are imposed, Walmart and Lowe's will be charging you more for the things you buy. It's really that simple.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. So on today's episode of People Who F'd Around and Found Out, for those of you that don't know what FAFO is, it means F around and find out, and it has to do with this US presidential election where Democrats and the Republicans are, at loggerheads, and the Republicans are the people that support, the person that won. And they effed around and found out because the US citizens believe, some of them believe that they voted for the wrong person, they didn't do their research well, and they just went to vote. And now some of them are turning back to say, oh, I made a mistake, I regret who I voted, I can't believe I voted this person. There are even stories of people who were disowned by their families, who could not go home for Thanksgiving, who, their parents stopped talking to them. There are some videos here of some people that now regret, or, they just effed around and they found out, especially the MAGA people, the people that believe in the Make America Great Again. So I'm just going to play some of these videos, and I would like you guys to drop your thoughts in the comment section. What do you feel about this FAFO thing that is going on in the US? Have you heard about it? Have you experienced it? Let me know your experience. Who did you vote for? Why did you vote for who you voted? And yes,
Donald Trump won, and this is what America wanted. They wanted someone they believed to be a strong man. They wanted someone they believed was better on the economy. Whether any of those things are true or not, and much of it's not, this is what America wanted. This is what people voted for. Most of America voted for MAGAism. They voted for the sexism. They voted for the racism. They voted for the convicted criminal. They voted for someone who wants to get rid of healthcare. They voted for someone who wants to get rid of the Department of Education. But those are all true, but that's what he wanted, and that's what they wanted. So look, this is where we are. America is honestly MAGA country now, and people have to get used to it. Doesn't mean that they can't fight against it. Doesn't mean that it's over. 4 more years in the White House, but that's not the end of the world. Let's hope so.
And today we have an example of fuck around and find out on a micro level instead of a macro level. There is a notorious Trump supporter that lives in my apartment building, and I have never been a fan, but I have always ignored him. I've heard all kinds of stories of some of the things that he has said to some of the other residents in the building, particularly women. And one of my neighbors has repeatedly asked me to walk her home because she has to go past this guy's porch. His deck is outside patio. And he'll say things to her. So she's always like, can you just walk me home? Just walk me to my door so I can get past this guy's patio so he won't talk to me. So he's already established himself as a menace. He was walking around with his MAGA hat all summer long. Not a fan. He's largely left me alone because I'm giving him the chilliest fuck you vibes that I can muster. Today I'm outside walking my dog, and as luck would have it, he is approaching us on the path. We're going in opposite directions, so we're about to pass each other. So I am, ironically, playing Defying Gravity on my phone, having just seen Wicked last night. Just listening to my music, walking my dog, minding my business, just about to pass this guy. And he says, hi there. And I just keep walking, totally ignore him. And he didn't like that. So he decides to follow it up with, what's the matter? You don't like me? Listen, sir, we were coexisting. I was being civil in the face of all the comments that you have made about the women that live in this building. In the face of my friend and neighbor asking me to escort her home past you so that you would not harass her. And I have shown great restraint in not saying anything to you up until today. So you're going to fuck around? Now you're going to find out. So he says, what's the matter? You don't like me? And I stopped. I made strong, cold eye contact. And I said, I am not interested in getting to know you because from everything that I have seen and heard, I am certain that I would not like you. And then I cranked Defying Gravity and I walked away. I didn't stick around to give him a chance to reply. I'm not interested in a conversation. A few years ago, I would have played the game, right? The game that all women know. Oh, I would have laughed and smiled and said something stupid or silly to diffuse the situation, to massage this guy's ego, to placate him. Oh, no, I'm tired or I'm busy or, of course I like you. Why wouldn't I? Oh, you have such a cute dog. Some bullshit. But I'm not playing by the patriarchal rules anymore. I'm done. Fuck it. In the words of Cynthia Erivo, something has changed within me. You fuck around, now you're gonna find out.
So my parents cut me off for supporting Donald Trump. My family disowned me. My cousins don't speak to me. I'm alone in this world, but you know, it's cool. I'm still gonna fight for what I believe in. I'm still voting for Donald Trump on November 4th. And best believe I'm going to that NYC Trump rally on the 27th. And I'm going to fight for what I believe in. The Democrats love to brainwash black people into thinking that they're the best candidates for this country. But I ain't believing that shit. Make America great again. Trump, baby.
It finally happened. It finally happened. I saw propaganda in real time. So let me explain. People ran around saying the reason they voted a certain way was for a better economy, for cheaper gas and groceries. They have to have that. They aren't doing well. They need cheaper gas and groceries. But now, people who will be making the same exact amount of money, who aren't going to be doing any better, are now running around saying, I am okay with paying more money for gas and groceries because the more money I'm paying goes to protecting the border. And unfortunately, that's not true. Really, all you're doing is paying more money for the same product. You have just increased the product. The extra money you are spending is going to buy the product. It's not going to anything else because they've increased the price of the product through tariffs. Like, honestly, it's probably not even me worth saying that to begin with, because the people who want to justify this will always justify it, and they're not listening to this, so I shouldn't have even bothered explaining what's happening, but whatever. So this reminds me a lot of George Orwell's Animal Farm, where, they were like, our lives are miserable, we need to make a change. So they make a change, and then they end up being even more overworked, more hungry. And then they're like, we're more overworked, we're more hungry. And then the pigs are like, no, you're not. You're doing great. Like, life is better now. Don't you see how life is better? And then the animals are like, you're right. Life is better. We are doing better. Life is so much better. We are doing better. Even though they were doing worse. And everyone who read that book was like, how do they not see it? How can they not see it? And the truth of the matter is they can't see it because they will use any amount of justification, any amount of thoughts, words to justify everything. They don't want to be reasoned with. They just want to think everything that is going on is true. They don't want to look into it. They don't want to figure it out. And that's really the truth of the matter, is the FAFO, it's not really going to work out to the people who actually need to find out, because they are justifying it for themselves. They will figure out any way to make it better. They'll be like, no, I'm so glad we're paying more money. Oh no, I am eating more. I am less hungry. I am whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because they are justifying anything and everything to make it so they're happy in their heads, because nothing will ever be figured out for them.
So, hi. I didn't want to talk about politics too much because it's everywhere on TikTok, but it happened to me in real life, and I just had to share it because I really thought a lot of these things were exaggerated. and I can't go into too much, I don't want to point fingers too terribly. I know everyone's like, just point fingers, but this person, it's happened to me. This was like a face-to-face conversation. That's, I think, what shocked me the most, because people on the internet are everywhere, and they're largely not very bright. I have been to the South. It's a thing. But yeah, here in New York State, I was like, okay. And the person was like, oh, everyone's mad at me because I voted for Trump. And I was like, I said, well, that was a decision. Again, I had to be professional in this setting. And they have their health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. And they did not know that was Obamacare, which Obamacare is not a thing. Obamacare is what, like, politics calls it. It's actually the Affordable Care Act that Obama put into place when he was the president. A lot of people use that for their medical care. This person uses it for their medical care. This person's upset because they just learned that it was the same thing. And then people are mad at them. And I don't know what my face did. I'm sure my face did things. But I was just like, oh, yeah, yep, that's the thing. And I was like, you should look into tariffs. And then I backed away slowly out of the conversation because that was painful enough as it was. But I had to share. I thought this was an exaggeration of how uninformed, I don't know what to say, I don't know what words to use, uninformed people are. How people didn't just do a basic Google search on things before they voted. I mean, you're going to get what you voted for, and that's absolutely fine. That's what you should get. But don't talk to me about people not liking you, and then you're upset about your medical care because there's a condition, there's like a pre-existing thing. It was a conversation that I did not want to be a part of. But yeah, this is real. This is a real thing. So that's my 2 cents.